Yo, One Star, I'm tired of your intro, man. You need to make a new intro. I got you, man. Let's go.
One star. Yeah. It's a broke boy thing. Yeah. Wow. It's a broke boy thing. Broke boy. I'm the broke boy king. Broke boy. Watch this broke boy win. We winning. Yeah. Facts. Started from the bottom, beginning of the story. No FIFA points, boy. This a road to glory. We don't park the bus, boy. You looking kinda corny. It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's looking kinda gory. Yeah.
What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy One Star Week, and we are back for yet another episode of the Broke Boy Road to Glory. This is gonna be episode number 64. And real quick, we do have a little bit of catching up to do. First off, on your screen, you're going to see a few SBCs that I have completed, and the dreadful pack luck continues. I think the best thing we packed was a Haradecki, that 83 rated goalkeeper from the Bundesliga, and we didn't really pack anything else of note at all. So I've been pretty much making a small loss on every single SBC I've been completing. I've just been doing them because I've been at work, working the night shift, being pretty bored. I have nothing else to do but to mass bid on some SBC cards while I do them. So it is what it is. We move. Next, I'm gonna show you the transfer list, and the first thing that's gonna pop out at you is we have sold Roy Keane, and this happened after the weekend league. I'll get into that as we jump into the gameplay, but we have sold Roy Keane. We bought him for $395. I sold him for $390. We did lose a bit on EA tax. I probably ended up losing 20K just to use him for the weekend league. Was it worth it? I'm gonna talk about that when the gameplay gets into effect. And the rest of the stuff is just stuff I was mass bidding on, stuff I had in the club. Nothing really too major. And like I said, the Haradecki, the best pull that we did get in these SBCs. And without further ado, we're gonna jump into the weekend league. As you guys know, we started we ended the last episode off, and we were 13-7. And honestly, it was a good comeback because I started the weekend off 4-4. I don't know what happened. The gameplay was pretty bad. I got quite unlucky in a bunch of games, and I started off 4-4. That's the worst weekend league start I have ever had. But I brought it back to 13-7, which is respectable, with an outside chance at hitting Gold 1. Are we gonna hit Gold 1? We're about to find out. Let's jump into the gameplay. All right, guys. So, the first order of affairs as you watch the gameplay on your screen is Roy Keane. How is he in the center back position? I mean, some people at home might be wondering, should I be using a Roy Keane at center back? Maybe you have the same dilemma as me and you need a center mid to play a center back position. And honestly, he wasn't bad. I'm not going to blame him for the losses that I did take today, but he wasn't as good as a top class center back should be. And when you're spending 400K on a player, I mean, he wasn't 400, he was 395. When you're spending that much on a player, you want him to be reliable at the back. And against decent players, he was good. But the moment I stepped up in ELO to the point where you're playing Gold 1 type players, he let me down. And I think the reason why he let me down was his marking. He only has 78 marking, and there were a few goals conceded where he was just in no man's land. Not necessarily no man's land, all right? That's a bit exaggerated. But there was a few goals I conceded where I'm basically defending, and Roy Keane is just slightly off his man, and the man's able to score. Just that small window of opportunity, and sometimes that's the difference in these tight foot champs games. So there were a few goals where that happened. I never noticed it happen with any other center back I used during the weekend, even Guardiola. And I do think he was better than Guardiola at the center back position. I mean, his strength, his aggression. When you're controlling Keane, he's very good. When you're not controlling him, his marking definitely did let him down, and I got very frustrated by him. I mean, at the point I realized his marking was letting him down, the weekend league was already almost over, so I just rocked with it until the end of the weekend league. We sold him. You're gonna see on this episode, I start off pretty well. I mean, I go from 13-7 to 16-7, and the moment I hit 16-7, it all goes downhill. I mean, I go from 16-7 to 16-8 to 16-9 to 16-10, and the moment I hit 16-10, I just stopped caring. I mean, it is what it is. The gameplay was really bad the moment I hit 16-7. I'm not just saying that because I lost the games. I'm just saying that because the gameplay was bad. I gotta call it what it is. And after 16-10, I went to 17-10, and the game where I actually won to hit 17-10 to hit Gold 2 was the worst gameplay I've played all weekend. I don't know what it was. Well, actually, I do know what it was because I messaged him after the game, and he was from Peru. He's from Peru. I'm from New York. He's from Peru. There are thousands of miles between us, but somehow EA's matchmaking decided it was appropriate to match us up. And it is what it is. That gameplay was really bad. I messaged him after the game. His gameplay was really bad. And at that point, it just came down to who got the luckiest. Luckily, Mahrez at the cam position came through in the clutch, scored a finesse shot in the 88th minute. We won. We moved. And at 17-10, I realized that the chances of me hitting goal 1 at that point was very low. And the next game, I lost. So I'm going to finish this weekend league off. I am 17-11. And the last game, I feel like I could have done better competitively if I focused more. But my focus just wasn't there. The moment I messaged the guy in the 17-10 game, and I realized he was from Peru, and I'm getting matched against people that far away, it just kind of takes the wind out of your sails. You know what I mean? Like, I've worked 3 days this weekend. I've worked 12 hours overnight. Each one of those days, I am sacrificing a little bit of sleep to play the weekend league. And when you're realizing you're getting matched against people from thousands of miles away, and that's why the gameplay is delayed, I mean, it just kind of is discouraging. It makes you not want to try as hard in the weekend league. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will be trying next weekend league again. I will be back. I always say that I don't want to finish the weekend league, but I end up doing it. So I know myself, I will finish it. But it's hard to take a game like this seriously. And EA, you got to fix your matchmaking. I don't think that they will. This matchmaking has been like this ever since the incarnation of Foot Champs, but it is what it is. We're going to move on next weekend. I think next weekend what I'm going to have to do is sell Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think him playing at CDM is really what's messed up the rest of my team. Because when I had Carlos Alberto, when I had Ballack, or I had Carlos Alberto and I had Allen, those teams were very good defensively. Even in the late gameplay, they weren't letting me down. The moment I introduced Alexander-Arnold into my team, that's when the Foot Champs run started really suffering. So I think I'm gonna sell him. I'm gonna end up with about 1.4 million coins to play with. So let me know in the comment section down below. Is there anybody you want me to try? Is there anybody you think I should try? Tomorrow I am looking at some headliners reviews. I'm looking at Nainggolan, Varane, possibly Saul. I'm not 100% sure who I'm gonna review. But yeah, I hope you guys had a better weekend league run than I did. I did not have much fun today. It is what it is. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then.